So anyway, 9/11. What were you saying about 9/11?
It's been long enough.
I think we're allowed to joke about it.
We're allowed to joke? I've been joking about it for a long time now.
Since November 12th.
2001. Yes. That was a good day, too. I think that might have been right around the time that Weathered by Creed came out.
Ah, that's a great album.
No, it's terrible. Holy shit.
Oh, I'm lost in a world.
But you know what is great about that album?
Yeah.
No discussion of having sex with dead people.
What?
Apparently, we're going to be reviewing an album today.
Oh, that's right.
That unfortunately doesn't have a lot of discussion of sex with dead people. But later on in my sound off, I'm going to talk about an album that talks about sex with dead people. You know, the way that you would write about it if you were still in middle school. But I guess we'll save that for later.
Yep, but for now...
Did you listen to that, by the way?
Which one?
Spookiness.
Oh, yes, I did. We'll talk about
God.
some spookiness today.
But let's talk about AL... No, we got news first. We got real news.
Bit of news. But first, this is episode 0235 of Skinny with Mike and Adam. Welcome to our show this week, everybody. Thank you guys for listening to last week's episode. According to the analytics, a lot of people listened to it.
Did you tag something in it?
I tagged nothing in it, but a lot of people listened to it. I think people just like listening
Donkey
to our...
sauce.
Yeah, donkey sauce.
Donkey
I
sauce.
think people just like listening to our little personal stuff every
I
now
know.
and then, which is cool. Like every now and then, like we'll have like an off the cuff little discussion. Doesn't always have to be about music.
And I found that clip from What About Bob after the show and laughed my ass off heartedly.
Posted it on our on that episode page as well.
Keep sailing, Bob.
I didn't get it.
I know.
I watched it, and I was like, "Is this where I'm supposed to laugh?" I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Did you watch the beginning where he's on the boat?
Yes.
And they tied him to the boat?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what that was the joke.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't see the beginning where he's like afraid of everything, and the entire movie he's like confronting fears and like overcoming anxieties.
Exposure therapy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It gets even more exciting than that.
Okay.
But it's more just watching.
Do you have it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll have to borrow that from you.
It's more about watching a mentally ill man kind of bumble his way through while, without knowing it, destroying his psychiatrist's life. Because the funniest parts of the movie are Richard Dreyfuss going slowly insane. Bill Murray just kind of plays a guy, a Forrest Gump lovable guy.
Little known fact, the musician goes by the name of Johnny Frank. He often collaborates with one Jared Alonji on his music projects.
He's a producer.
He has a music project that's called BILMURI. Bill Murray.
Bill Murray. Oh, that's why Jared Alonji posts them, and then I watch them, and I don't laugh.
Yes.
I don't care for that at all.
It's not very good.
Anyway.
Anyway, welcome to this week's show.
Thank you for listening to our discussions of our lives.
Yeah. Hope you got to get to know us a little bit better. We'll do more of those episodes if you guys, like them so much. But for this week, we're really excited because we're going to be reviewing the fourth album by A Lot Like Birds.
The first one shouldn't really count.
It's an album.
It's not.
It's an album length.
It's like just it's a lot longer
instrumental.
than Oh god, it's pretty terrible.
It has instruments on it. But this is the fourth album by experimental hardcore band A Lot Like Birds. This is their if you're going to not count the first one, this is their first album without lead singer Kurt Travis.
Right.
Who has gone on to do incredible things like Eternity Forever.
Sex with Dead People?
Sex with Dead People.
Maybe.
He wasn't in that band.
Maybe.
But we'll talk about Sex with Dead People later in this week's episode.
I'm sorry, it's been on my brain all week long, and I think I'm going to make reference to it throughout the next hour.
Oh, that's fine by me.
Because I have to.
Adam has become an unintentional necrophiliac. Thank you, Chris Motionless.
She likes me because I give head like a zombie.
Eat,
till her insides are on me.
Proper use of gang vocals.
Anyway, next.
Oh, I can't wait to hear Adam's review of that album. But this week we're going to be reviewing DIVISI, DIVISI.
Much hyped
over
the last year.
And, kind of kind of hyped going into it as well. Because we broke the news. We didn't break it, but you heard it here seventh. Like Adam likes to say.
Yes.
Kurt Travis got into a little bit of a creative dispute with the band.
Well, let's remind the viewers that we went to see A Lot Like Birds live at Soma in April of 2015.
True.
And then we saw them again in December of 2015.
One of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Right after they had changed bass players.
Yes.
And conveniently, the new bass player was in front of me in line at the Starbucks bathroom.
Yes.
Right before the show.
So A Lot Like Birds, friend of the show.
Friend of the show. He held the door for me and said, "Here you go." And I saw his little tag that said, "I'm allowed to go backstage." And I was like, I wonder if he's in one of the bands. So I quickly looked
his
up.
Little tag that says, "Hey, I'm the bassist for A Lot Like Birds."
But he had only been in the band for like a month at that point.
Right.
So there was no pictures of him on the Facebook page, so I did not recognize him.
Right.
And then we saw him on stage, and he's 7 feet taller than the rest of them.
Oh, look. That guy's polite.
He's so much taller than the rest of them, but he's my height,
Uh-huh.
so it tells you everybody else in the band are midgets.
Everyone is the size of your almost 4-year-old daughter.
I know, probably. Anyway, and then Kurt Travis left the band somewhere, I don't know.
That was late last year.
Late last year?
No, I'm sorry. Summer of last year.
Summer of last year, okay.
Because according to the statements from both sides, Kurt was upset that the new musical direction was sounding like the side project Alone,
right?
Which we have reviewed and
talked about
on the show. And then the band released their side of the statement, saying, "Well, this is the new direction we want to go." And
are you sure that's all they said? Because both of those posts by both of the lead singers of the band,
very childish and petty,
were about 8 pages long.
Yes,
just one post on Facebook.
Correct.
I feel like I am the most important person that ever lived, and you need to sit here for the next 3 hours and read my monologue because I'm the lead singer of this band and I have feelings and feelings are me. Anyway,
our new album is coming out sometime next year.
We're going to be picturing ourselves with flowers.
So that got us thinking, because they were in the middle of writing the new album. That got us kind of speculating, like, oh, they're going in a new direction. And the other lead singer, Adam, what's his name?
Corey Lockwood.
Mr.
Perm.
Mr. Perm. Oh, he's got the great perm.
He's got a great perm.
Yeah.
For a dude for a time period that we're in now where guys can't pull off perms, he seems to do it okay. Is that weird?
He also said in a big, long 8-page post that, I'm going to be taking vocal lessons. I'm going to be taking over vocal duties for this one.
And growing a mustache.
Which is what you need when you're going to write pretentious experimental music.
There you go.
There we go. So is there anything we want to talk about before we start with the review?
Well, if it wasn't for Kurt leaving this band, we wouldn't have Eternity Forever, which I listened to again this afternoon, and I really, really enjoy that EP.
Oh my God, Fantasy, such a great song. Mm-hmm. My God.
So let's listen to should we do a little bit of news and reviews?
Well, we got one little thing.
Right.
The White Noise is going to be releasing a new album sometime soon.
In June.
Yes, very, very soon.
There you go. I'm looking forward to that because their fucking EP was fucking awesome.
Oh, really?
I
had not listened to it yet.
I reviewed it like 3 weeks ago.
I know, and I haven't listened to it yet.
Okay. It's only 5 songs.
I know, I'm going to listen to it.
It goes by really fast because they're kind of like,
came out last year, right?
They're kind of like Capsize.
Oh, cool.
So they're like pretty up-tempo and hardcore and good hooks.
Are they like hardcore punk?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. So listen to that.
I listened to Sylar, though.
Oh, interesting. Should we talk about them later? Or?
Yeah, sure, we can talk about it later.
Well, first off, I'm looking at White Noise is on Warped Tour.
Yes.
So maybe we should submit to interview them if possible.
Oh, great idea. Yes. I already put in my submissions, but we can do a last minute thing when we actually get to the...
Excuse me, Mr. Lehman. Can I add 3 more bands to this?
Excuse me, Mr. Lehman. Do you know who I am? From the world famous internationally pop podcast.
I have a fan request to interview Sylar and White Noise.
Yes, exactly. But
how many fans interact with your show there, Skinny with Mike and Adam? Oh, it's 3.
3 million? Yes, 3 million.
Yes, and we love all 3.
I know all of their
them.
names.
They're the best fans ever. Anyway.
Exactly. Well, we do have the best fans ever. But anyway, let's so that's that out of the way. I think we should just go ahead and start with this week's review.
Not Art of Anarchy. That album came out 2 months ago, and I still don't own it.
Yes, you do. You own it now.
Yes. It went to number 2 on the Heat Seekers Billboard.
Ooh, that means nothing to me.
That means that...
That means people have been checking it out.
And Scott Stapp's been on a lot of podcasts in the last month.
Ooh.
I didn't listen to any of them. Well, yeah.
Well, I don't know if he has a lot of podcasts. I don't know. Hey, this is Scott Stapp. This is your movie news podcast. I can't wait for Guardians of the Galaxy 2 to come out.
Remember when I thought Obama was out to get me? That was
Well,
only 3 years ago.
Well, it turns out I really like Suicide Squad.
So anyway, where were we?
So we're about to review
Okay.
the fourth album by A Lot Less Kurt.
Lot Less Kurt.
Again, so I guess continuing our story, like that got us kind of speculating and anticipating this new album because they were hyping up this new direction.
Let us not forget that Conversation Piece was a very good album.
Correct.
Which was their second album.
Correct.
No Place, Mike and I both agreed, was not good. Was not no place on our iPods. Right?
It had its moments for me. It's not something that I revisit often.
It's so fucking long.
It's pretty
for
long.
10 tracks.
It's pretty long.
Man, it goes on forever and ever. And like again, we probably heard half that album at the show back in December
And didn't recognize a thing.
No idea.
But by God, can those boys put on a show.
I know. They're pretty young and energetic.
Yes, back in December of 2015, they were one of the highlights of the night. Fantastic live presence.
Holding doors for restrooms for
Friend
Adam.
of the show.
Thank you, Matt Choate.
I think, what was it, a month ago or 2 months ago, they finally released the first single, For Shelley, Unheard,
Yes.
after another 8-page long post about the song's about my dead mother and how she's never going to listen to this song. My God, I love my dead mother. The guys that you know, I have a mother and she's dead and I miss her.
I hope you don't have a dead mother like I have a dead mother.
Buy my album. I talk about my dead mother.
And then they've been promoting it all week.
Correct.
Saying, it's really important that you guys buy our album the first week if you're planning on buying it.
All
'cause
proceeds go to people suffering from dead mother syndrome.
we're sick of playing the side stage at Soma, and we'd like to play bigger venues than that.
Yes.
Thanks, because
Bye,
we
guys.
can't fit on the side stage at Soma.
Mm-mm.
We tried
all
it.
6 of us.
and
Well,
it was
5 of us.
It was
now.
pretty cramped.
Yeah, but when you listened to For Shelley, I mean, did you not listen to it when it?
I listened to it when it first was released,
Okay.
and I was not impressed.
You were enthused.
I was enthused because I was like, "Hey, it's different."
Yes,
But I got to hear it in the context of the album. You
Yes.
can tell it was one of those kind of songs.
I was intrigued on first listen, and I guess when we get to it, in the context of the record, I'm liking it a lot. But so let's go ahead and start right now. This is the opening. It's the intro track. Always burning, always dark.
So I don't feel like I can count this as a song, even though
There's
it is
lyrics.
2 minutes long and it has lyrics.
Yes.
But that's not a lyric.
It's mostly just to set the mood, and it's mostly just for ambience and atmosphere and things like that.
But 2 minutes.
That's a lot of atmosphere. This ain't your daddy's A Lot Like Birds album.
No, this is the new generation.
So what do you think of Corey Lockwood's clean vocals?
Well, I know Matt Choate, friend of the
Yes,
show,
yes.
is also doing vocals,
Correct.
and they sound almost exactly alike. And I had a really hard time throughout the album figuring out which one was which.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pretty sure Corey Lockwood has the stronger voice,
Yes.
So-
I mean, he has been taking quote unquote vocal lessons.
like all good people should.
Yes, and
Good
he's
singers.
been like one of the consistent members of the band. He was originally a screamer for the last 2.5 albums.
Right.
But I mean, I always thought he was a great singer. I think he had a great voice and a really unique presence in the band.
Yes. So first off, it doesn't sound like Alone.
A little bit. It's got an alone kind of darkness to
I guess so. Ambiance.
it.
But,
Ambience for sure. Yes.
But yeah, I didn't pick up on the Alone vibe as much as Kurt did.
Well, I think Kurt was just kind of like, "You guys are writing an album without me. I want to write it
How
too."
dare you?
You A Lot Like Birds.
I'm the only one who can sing in this band.
Do you know who I am?
Do you want 3 singers in one band?
I was in the least successful albums for Dance Gavin Dance.
But still some of the best songs they ever made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
But I
regardless
don't
of
like
whether
this
or not
ambiance.
this is a song, I kind of enjoy it. I like
Isn't it-
like the setup to it.
Doesn't it sound like the beginning of That's the Spirit?
Oh yeah, it kind of does, huh?
You didn't pick up on the Bring Me the Horizon influence? Yes, I forget the name of that song off the top of my head, but I like it.
Yeah, it's a great song. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We're not talking about that today. Next song, it's going to bleed into the next one. The Sound of Us.
The new Sound of Us. Not with that Kurt guy.
Yeah. Screw those birds. Screw those old birds. These are the new birds.
So I wish this band would go back to what they sound like on Plan B. That was like the real establishment, a lot like Birds.
That was My Daddy's A Lot Like Birds.
Terrible, boring-ass, long piece of crap album that was.
That album is not fun to listen to.
I remember...
The Kurt Travis stuff is, like, fine.
Well, he's not on that album.
But did any guest on that one?
I don't think so. Oh, wait, maybe on one track.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Yes.
Because they had, like, different artists on different ones.
That's true, yeah. He
But yeah, this one, you get that I the Mighty vibe.
Ooh, I the Mighty, huh?
Mixed with a lot of Illuminatio.
A lot of Illuminatio kind of electronic elements, yes.
Yes.
But I am very intrigued with this new direction. It doesn't sound too jarring from their old stuff. It kind of sounds like this was 2 albums ahead of what their last album was. Like I wouldn't. Sorry, it doesn't make sense. Like it sounds like this was 2 albums away from.
Conversation.
No place.
Oh, 2 albums away.
Yeah.
So
like this is the album they would have written 3 albums away from No Place. You know.
So they jumped into the future.
They kind of just jumped into the future
and brought it back to the present.
Exactly. Time
Michael
travel.
J. Fox. I like the song. I'm not going to argue with that.
Yes.
But still, the entire vibe is pretty boring.
I'm not going to lie. A lot of this album sounds very samey. There's not a lot of variety. They kind of throw all of their tricks all out at once.
The first 3 tracks, I believe.
First 3 tracks are great, in my opinion. I love The Sound of Us. Let's just go to the next
I think
track.
this is Matt singing right here. He's got kind of the higher-pitched, nasally sound. I wanted to see a music video from this to see the back and forth.
I believe they do have a music video now.
I looked for it on Facebook and I could not
Can I
find
see
it. It was all lyric videos.
I'd have to listen to the nuances. I didn't hear any nuances in the vocals. I didn't realize Matt Cote was doing vocals until you said that. Alright. So let's move on to track 3.
And that's Corey right there.
Well, there is dual vocals, but I thought that was like a layered thing in the studio, so I didn't know there was 2 vocalists doing it. Track 3, this is the lead single we were talking about earlier, For Shelley, Unheard. Adam, interesting note about this song. Did you know it's about Corey Lockwood's dead mother?
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I picked up some few hints here and there.
I think it might have been his great aunt.
Oh.
Who died tragically at the age of 93.
Yes. From a train accident.
Yes.
Yeah. She tried to stop a train.
Falling from a train.
There it is. Oh, but in the context of this record, and after listening to it all week, I love this song, Adam. The song is an emotional high point for this album.
I can't say that I love this song, but I do like this song. I give it a thumbs up.
Cool.
It grew on me over time. It's got a good chorus to it.
Yes.
A good vibe. It sounds like I the Mighty.
That's always a plus in your mind.
It's usually a good thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember that dude's name off the top of my head. But
Mr.
yeah.
Mighty.
Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty. Bruce the Mighty.
Bruce the Mighty. But yeah, no, this song really grew on me over time.
Yes, and there's a lot of like emotional lyrics into it too, and even vocally, you can hear a lot of like somber tones in his voice, and you can hear kind of the struggle and the pain that he's going through as well. But as I mentioned in the last song, it sounds exactly like the last song.
A little bit,
Doesn't it?
bit.
And so I think that's one of the common themes that I struggle with this record is that it's hard to, for the most part, to determine which song is which sometimes. So they all kind of bleed together, unfortunately.
A little bit. But you can't deny their musicianship.
The musicianship is great.
Even if it's a little boring at times, and it's not nearly as, like, I don't know, up-tempo,
it's not as
experimental
grandiose as before.
Yeah.
It's not as boisterous or in your face as it was before. But they are trying new things, and regardless of whether or not I like an album or not, I always applaud a band for stepping out of their comfort zone and doing new things.
Maybe they'll be opening for I the Mighty very soon.
On the Soma side stage?
Yes.
Track 4, Trace the Lines.
Man, this song took a full 8 listens for me to finally be like, oh, that's pretty good.
So a soft yes, a flaccid yes from you?
It's so soft and very long, right? Isn't it like 5 or 6 minutes?
It's the longest track on this album.
But I do like it. As soon as you get it, and for me, I have to really absorb.
Yeah.
It turns out all right.
I'm like you. I kind of like struggle with this song at the beginning. It's because it's a little too droll. It is a little bit softer tempo than the first 3 tracks, but I still give it a pass. Like I'm not gonna turn the song off. I'm not gonna impatiently look at my watch while this song is on.
Because you know what we say about track 4? Make sure it's the slowest song and the longest song.
This
Just
really
to get it out of the way.
This really sounds like the outro to the album. Should we put it at the end? No, mate. Track 4.
Track 4.
Suddenly they're all from New Zealand.
They're technically all from NorCal, right?
I think they're from NorCal, yeah.
I cannot remember where they're all from.
Unfortunately, there's no way to find out.
I know, you got the Wikipedia page right there.
Wikipedia only tells you so much. But Adam, I can tell you right off the top of my head, because I know this from memory, Sacramento, California.
There you go. I was right. I've been there.
I've driven past it.
Yeah.
All right, let's just move on. This song
it gets better towards the end.
It does, but you have to slog through a lot of really slow tempo kind of muck. Track 5, Atoms in Evening.
Puns.
You get it? Atom.
No. Maybe not.
Up in Adam.
Up in at them. At them in evening? No. So again, synth intro.
Synth intro of... This album's definitely going to win synth intro of the year.
Probably.
Yeah.
The Rick Wellbanks Award for synth intro.
We really need to do skinny awards at the end of this year, dude. That's something I've been wanting to do for such a long time.
If I could figure out a way to splice their podcasts, and then I can
that's a great idea. Yeah.
play their clips and stuff.
What are your thoughts for Atoms in Evening?
Pretty much the rest of the album.
From here on out, it's kind of one giant blur.
There's one more song coming up.
Yes, I think I know what you're talking about too.
But, if you want to sit here and listen to this for the 45 to 50 minutes that this album is,
talking about it, outside of sitting down listening to it and absorbing it, you kind of pick out the flaws a lot more. But when you're engaged and when you have your earbuds in or however you want to listen to this album, it's still kind of enjoyable and it's still kind of it's kind of inviting.
If you have 48 minutes in your life to spare, to just devote to chilling out and absorbing, I don't live that kind of life.
Yeah, this is a very chill out kind of record. This is like I said, this isn't your daddy's A Lot Like Birds. It's a very chill kind of thing. It's a lot more chill than Alone was.
You think so?
I think Alone is dark as fuck.
It was pretty low.
It's pretty low, but
it's about dead mothers as well.
Yeah, and one of the track names is the number for the suicide hotline.
That's right.
We found that out live on the show, by the way.
Do you want to kill yourself? Well, then don't. Goodbye.
and just like that, we solved suicide.
It's like I know that these guitar players are really good. And are they
you
really?
Can hear the guitar.
Are they wanting to pull back this much though? That's the surprising thing.
They're not pulling back in a. Let's move on to the next track.
I know I'm not a guitar player, so I can't really judge.
It's track 6, "The Smoother the Stone." It's an interlude track.
Doesn't count.
Doesn't count. They're not pulling back as far as musicianship goes. They're just pulling back on their aggression. They're just using different pedals, dude. If they were to use their distortion pedals, they'd be like. It would be almost the same kind of tone as their last 2 albums, I feel like.
Perhaps.
But it's just the atmosphere that they're doing. They're just using different. They're just using different outputs, and they're just using different. Yeah, they're kind of a slower pace, and the drums are definitely a lot slower.
So the song. I don't know.
This is not a song.
I think he's just reading his entire Facebook post from when Kurt left the band.
I really miss Kurt. Track 7, "Infinite Chances."
I do like the way that last track bleeds into this one.
Most tracks bleed into the next track on this album.
But that was really genius the way they did it. Like the last 10 seconds of the spoken word track builds up into this one.
Mm-hmm. It does, yes. I'm sorry we didn't get to it, but yeah, you're right. It did. I remember really enjoying that and thinking that was one long track. So far, this is the This is the most up tempo that
Yes.
we've reached so far. Has any of the choruses
Kind of
stuck with
boring.
you at all?
Tracks 2 through 4.
Like those are choruses that stay with you?
Yes. This one does not.
No.
This sounds like something I would have written and would have been like, man, I don't think this is very good, but I hope other people like it.
I think it's decent. I don't think it's kind of... Where are we at? Adam is watching the Cubs game while we
Yeah.
record, by the way.
Sorry, it was a 9-pitch at bat to get the last guy swinging
Oh, nice.
to end the game.
Nice. Take that, Arizona Cardinals.
We can only hope, as long as the ball that was blocked in the dirt is quickly thrown to first base and getting the guy out.
So you can see how engaging this album is because Adam has checked out and is watching his game.
Even if I was engaged in this album, I would still be checking this
Yes,
game.
of course. But yeah, you're right about this chorus. This chorus is like nothing special. There's a lot of great elements. I think the tempo is great on this song. I think the energy is great. And I still think Corey's doing a great job with the vocals.
The vocals are all right.
Yeah. That was one thing I was worried about because Kurt is a
Oh.
good singer.
Sorry, that was only out number 2.
Oh. On the 9th inning? The top of the 9th?
Whoa, okay. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck happened, but
Well, let's
it's okay.
go
We're
on.
still winning 3-2 with now the Cardinals have a runner on second. Anyway, moving on.
Track 8. No attention for solved puzzles.
This is the good song.
Funky.
This is the good one.
Yes, now we're kind of out of that mid-album funk, and now we've reached the good stuff now. I love this song.
Now, couldn't they have made some more songs that were like in the same vein as this, though?
Well, they did. I feel like Infinite Chances is along this one. It's not as good.
Which one was
It's not the
Infinite
same.
Chances?
The one right next to it.
Oh. It's in the same vein. It's just
Yeah,
doesn't have
it's
as hooky
not as good.
and in your face of a chorus like this. Listen to Punch right here. Oh, no,
Yeah.
it's coming. It's coming.
This is the kind of song I thought the whole album was in.
Yes.
I knew they were, I was excited for the new direction. I didn't think they were going to go as mellow as they are going right now, but this is the lot like birds that I thought they were going to do. And I'm glad we got some of it at least.
It's almost like you can still feel Kurt singing in it.
He sounds a lot like Kurt.
I know.
Love his
It's a
chorus.
good chorus.
Love his chorus.
Gotta love it. There you go. Strike 3 swinging.
Take that,
Take
Cardinal.
that, and it's not in the dirt.
Feel
a
that
good song.
bass, dude. That bass is just flowing, I feel.
And again, I'm wondering if which one's Matt, which one's Corey. Is this one Corey? I would think it is because it's the stronger one.
The power of post-production engineering.
I guess so.
They're both the same man.
And I wonder if they had that conversation, like, dude, we sound almost exactly alike when we sing.
And we both sound like Kurt. It's like we all have the same life.
All 3 of them are connected.
We have all lived lives. We have all saved lives. We all have the same life.
Same life. Well, that's a really good line. We should write that
We
down.
should write that down and incorporate that into
See
something.
what happens, yeah.
Maybe in the future. I like this song, Adam.
It's good.
But you know what else I like? Track 9, Further Below. This is probably my favorite track. on this album.
Favorite track?
This one's got me moving. It's got that weird time signature that a lot like Birds used to do a lot. Funky
God,
drums.
you can't groove to any of their music.
No.
You can on this album, but
Yes.
on their old stuff, you're like, what's going on? I can't bob my head to this.
I'm
I'm so
My
nervous.
brain hurts.
I'm so scared.
Oh, I love those dueling guitars. Oh,
The song does not do it for me still.
no, not at all?
Nope.
Oh, boy. Sounds like we both kind of enjoy different aspects of this album now.
So I can see where they did that. And they're like, oh, that's so awesome. It's like, well, sure.
We're the best. We're the best musicians ever. We're so much better than Eternity Forever.
The downside is that they are, you know,
They're great musicians.
they really are great musicians. And I know I'm not a musician, so I shouldn't judge. But
Yes, you are.
I make music.
You're a retired musician.
Retired.
Retired drummer, current musician.
So like porn star. I retired at 22 and a half. Just couldn't do it anymore.
Oh God, I love the little electronics in the back. I love the bass work on this one. I just love how funky it is. I know it's hard to groove to because of the odd time signature, but I'm really enjoying this track. But since we're almost done here, let's move on to track 10, Good Soil, Bad Seeds.
Another dragger.
You can't grow anything with bad seeds.
Last time I checked, it's always the truth. It's just the truth.
So now we're back down to like weird transitional tracks that are really, really long.
Oh, this is a transitional track?
It kind of feels like it is.
Yeah.
But it's like 4 minutes and 20 seconds long.
So they're really, really putting a lot of faith in their fans to grow with them. And we saw a lot of those people at the show.
Yes.
A lot of them aren't the most insightful looking of folks.
A lot of them are 200 pounds, like to walk around without their shirt on, and bump into other people.
There's also like 22-year-old girls
Yes.
who knew all the words to the songs.
Yes.
That I was like, how the fuck do you know all the words to these songs?
I Love Happiness by Dance Gavin Dance.
Well, they knew all the freaking No Place lyrics.
Oh, yeah. This is a cool part.
It's a good little riff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't last the whole song, though. Hello. We've got a visitor.
You
Hello,
got a
love.
naked baby.
Going to bed. Good night, sweetheart. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Say goodnight.
She's an old school, a lot like Bird's fan. I know, yeah. So this song has like a lot of like, there's a lot of good parts into it. Unfortunately, I don't think the song itself as a whole is
No.
it's the mark.
Just riffage.
Yeah,
and,
it's got some cool riffs. I don't think the song is cohesive enough for me.
and just a lot of lacking of hooky vocals. I
Yeah,
mean, the dude can sing. That's great.
He's a great singer, and I'm glad that he learned how to sing. But I just wish he was a better songwriter. I wish he was a better composer. Let's move on to track 11, From Moon to Sun, S-O-N.
Pun.
You get it? That's some Color Morale shit right there.
It's a good riff right there.
Mm.
Part of me was thinking like, oh, this song might be pretty good.
This song might be My Daddy's a Lot Like Birds.
It might be a
The
song
birds are
about
back, baby!
how I once was a son, but now my mother's dead. Am I still a son, or now am I a moon? Or am I a daughter?
My mother is the moon. You get it? Because she's dead.
She watches over me.
Because she's dead.
She's dead.
Both figuratively and physically. She's dead.
I don't want her to just party it up in heaven. I want her to watch over me all the time.
That is your duty now, mother. Watch me as I masturbate.
Through the success or lack thereof of my current band. You always hated the name of it.
Why couldn't you just be a lawyer? Should have joined the Lockwood firm. The Lockwood firm.
You need to do a NorCal accent for that.
Oh, what's a NorCal
I
accent?
have no idea.
Like the Californians?
Say hella. Become a hella lawyer.
Get a hella lawyer. You gotta take the 5 freeway up through Simi Valley.
Go to UC Santa Cruz.
You gotta go to UC Berkeley. Come a hella lawyer. So yet another song I feel like it's a little too big for its own good. Even though there's a lot of cool things that I like. I like these kind of little breakdowns in the vocals and stuff, kind of like little choppy bits. But
I just
get there.
I feel they could have done better.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but whatever.
Yeah, well, the end of the album ends a lot more aggressive note than the beginning of the album, so it kind of bookends in a cool way. But let's go to the final track, the title track, DIVISI, and I never looked up what that meant, or that's a reference to something. It's another spoken word outro. But Adam, what was your overall thoughts on the fourth studio album by A Lot Less Kurt?
A Lot Less Kurt. Well, it's the fourth studio album, therefore it earns a whopping score of 4.
4 out of 12.
I'll say out of
4
10.
out of 10?
Yeah, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They didn't really try on those interlude tracks.
So you're still not counting part 1?
No.
Or track 1?
No, I don't think so. You can't. That's not really a song.
I count it as a song.
2 minutes of synth intro.
There's vocals and he's singing. I'll definitely say that track 6 is just an interlude because he's just talking and it's just building to track 7.
True.
But
I can see them writing this and being like, "Man, this is great.
we're the greatest
Fans are
ever
gonna
written."
love this."
Well, speaking of their fans,
Ooh,
I was
what's
looking
been-
up early reviews of DIVISI.
Yeah.
And the fans are very, very, very divided on this. A lot of people are
DIVISI.
saying this is like the best work they've ever done. A lot of
DIVISI.
people are saying I'm not feeling it, but I get it. That's a lot.
I think that's where I am too.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling it, but I get it.
Yeah. So Adam's right
That's
there
what-
in the middle, I guess.
Hence, DIVISI.
It's
divided.
It's division
Division
without the on.
the on. I think it's because it's Italian.
Ooh.
Sure.
I should look that up.
So, I mean, I'm sure the band will be happy to hear that.
I feel like DIVISI is one album away from greatness. I feel like I'm sure they'll stick with this sound. Should this band stick together and in 2 years, once they've refined and kind of know where they want to be as a band, I feel like their next album is going to knock it out of the park. But I feel like this is just the stepping stone up to that greatness. Which means I'm going to give it a worst album ever.
Yep.
There are some
Not
standout
surprising.
tracks in there. I love The Sound of Us. I love For Shelley. I think No Attention for Solved Puzzles. And, I like Further Below. Adam wasn't much of a fan. And I wouldn't say I'd skip any of these tracks either. None of them are outright bad. A lot of them have great stuff in it.
Yes.
But just as a whole, some of these songs don't really stick with me that too much, and which is a shame because I was really, really looking forward to this. I thought Alone even itself had some cool ideas.
There were some good songs on there.
Yes.
Not a lot, but a few.
You are my sun.
There's a really good song on there called Just Stay.
Yes.
It's like one of the best songs of the year.
It is. It was a great song.
But you always sing the stupid
You
Sunshine one.
are my... That's the most memorable thing on the album, to be honest.
Just Stay is much better.
Yes. But I'm going to give this a few spins. I don't know if it's going to be staying in my rotation for the rest of the year.
I don't think so myself.
Yeah, but like Adam said, like I get it too. I get it, and I'm glad that they went in this direction. I didn't want them to kind of just turn to some stale every other band. Like, yeah, go do new things. I'm glad that you guys did it. But I wouldn't say that they failed either. I feel like it's a step in the right direction at least.
All right, we'll see where they are in 2 years.
Now we get to review some better albums.
Oh no.
Adam, what else did you listen to this week? Did you
Balance and Composure is
I listened
one
to this.
of the best albums I've ever heard in my entire life.
This is Separation.
Their first album from
And this-
2008.
Was recommended by our listener Daniel.
DSD in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was in his top 20. I forget
It was
which.
in his top 20. Yes,
I think it was like 13 or something
correct.
like that.
Yes.
Holy cow! Like, where has this band been all my life?
Yeah, I've never heard of this band until we got this recommendation.
So it sounds. Have you heard it yet?
I listened to it. Yes,
Okay.
this last week.
Yeah, definitely.
I listened to a lot of music this past week.
Great album.
Yeah.
I felt like he was kind of. He sounds very Tom DeLonge, but like a
Yes.
much more heavier version of Tom DeLonge.
And not as crazy
Well,
that we know of. I
yeah,
guess.
early Tom DeLonge wasn't that crazy, right?
He had a very he had though the seeds were planted. There's a very early Blink-182 songs called "Aliens Exist."
I know, but nobody should listen to those albums anyway. But Balance and Composure, I think I need to hear more from them very, very soon because there's a lot of really good tracks on that album, and I cannot remember any of them off the top of my head because it's been a day since I last listened to it.
What in the world is that noise?
I don't know. I think it's the... Anyway,
Okay.
and edit again. But yeah, there's like pretty much all the way through. There's a song called Quake on there that's really fucking good. And the 5th song on it was really good. And it kind of has that early, like they were an influence of the story so far, you know? It's like they kind of have a little bit of that sound, but they were before that band, so it gives them credibility.
So we have 3 albums from this band, Separation, which is what we're talking about in 2011.
Right.
We have 2013's The Things We Think We're Missing.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2011 was Separation?
Yes.
Oh, I was way off then.
And then that was 2013. And then 2016's Light We Made. So we got some catching up to do.
A little bit.
Thankfully, not too much, though.
Where's this band from?
They are from Doylestown, Pennsylvania.
Ooh,
That's
East Coast.
That's a music mecca.
Well,
All the greatest bands are from Doylestown.
the Menzingers.
Menzies.
So I listened to that, and then the other new album for the week.
Let's hold off on that for a minute. I want to talk a bit about what I've been listening to this week. Just like you, I was listening to Balance and Composure. I listened to Sylar's Help
Yes.
with an exclamation point. Interesting
Help.
sound,
Does they sound like everybody who's ever existed?
but with
good?
But yeah, with a little bit more talent and
Yes.
finesse and refinement. I
They're-
enjoyed their sound.
It's like for me, it was a better version of Issues.
See, I was thinking like if Papa Roach was really good.
Because they do have that new metal thing going on.
They do.
But they also throw in the wicka wicka wow, wicka wicka wow.
Well, so does early Papa Roach too.
Oh God, I never heard that.
No, you didn't?
That's okay.
Okay,
'Cause
you
I
don't
know-
need to.
Yeah, I heard it enough on Hybrid Theory when I listened to that. Enjoyable disaster.
So let's see. I finally listened to the album that I was like interested in hearing because I like this band's singles, but I never really listened to a full album. I listened to their compilation of singles album that came out in 2014 or whatever. But this is the Gorillaz with a Z with their newest album, Humans.
Yes.
With a Z.
Right.
Boy, was I underwhelmed.
Oh, it's that
boy.
bad. In my discussions with teenage girls, I learned that it was a good album from the teenage girl.
The Humans album?
Yes.
Okay.
It was amazing. as she said.
Amazing. Wow.
But Mike was underwhelmed.
I was very underwhelmed. And
Have you kept up with the Gorillaz albums?
God, no.
Like this is the first one you've ever
This is
listened to?
the first one I listened to from start to finish.
Oh.
I listened to a greatest hits compilation, which is really all you need. To be perfectly honest, they have so many singles.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, Humans is like whatever. You don't need to listen to it.
Isn't there like 50 guest
Almost
vocalists
every
on
single
there?
track has a guest hip hop artist on there, and there's barely any Gorillaz in it. It's like the weirdest thing. It's they all seem like a vehicle to help other rap artists to get their name out there.
That would
Some
make
of them
sense.
I know of like De La Soul, and there's another rapper that I recognize on there, but for the most part, this just seems like a mixtape, a mixtape of other rappers.
I
and
told
once in a
you,
while,
don't listen to Gorillaz.
and once in a while, 2D makes an appearance and sings a chorus.
I told you shouldn't listen to them. We
I
learned back
I
in the
should have listened.
early 2000s that this band was garbage and should have been flushed back then.
Well, I should have listened,
But-
damn it.
Yeah, I'm sorry you had to waste your time with that.
Speaking of wasting our time,
Whoa.
Unfortunately,
what the fuck happened?
but oddly enough, we were kind of anticipating this because this band has done like some
Yeah.
interesting things.
the
in the
last
past.
3 albums have been fair
pretty good.
to better than fair.
Yes, but this is the newest album from Spookiness in White, Motionless in White. For those of you not in the know, this is Graveyard Shift.
So, so there's a song called Rats. There's a song called Dead as Fuck Part 2,
Oh yeah,
following up on that hit from the last album, Dead as Fuck Part 1.
that's the one.
The last album sure did take a lot of interesting directions. It wasn't like the best album ever, but it was a high honorable mention for me.
So if you don't,
Reincarnate.
if you're not familiar with this band is a shock rock kind of glam metal kind of band. I mean, they all
Yes.
wear makeup and costumes
Yes.
and
And have
they're
silly names.
like Chris Motionless
And,
and
Johnny Christ or whatever. No, that's a
wrong
different
band. Ricky Horror Olsen.
Yes. And
Devin Ghost Salah.
Matt Graveyard Choate. I don't know.
And Josh Balls.
Yes. He's not in the band anymore, though.
Oh, he isn't?
No. He dropped out. I don't
It's
know why.
because his name is Balls?
Probably short for Balzinski. So yeah, you know how like we've been defending this band against all the metalcore haters out there? Like they totally wrote an album that anybody who despises metalcore for what it could be,
Yes.
like this was that album.
This is everything wrong with today's scene.
Everything that was wrong with the scene in 2007.
Oh, yes. Caught up now 10 years later.
What the fuck is going on with this? It's
Roadrunner?
Roadrunner Records, their first major label.
This is their first major label. This is their fourth album overall. Their first album, Creatures, from 2010. Like, I enjoyed it.
It's a
but
pretty
like
good
the
album,
gimmick,
in my opinion.
I feel like the gimmick kind of like soured my taste a little bit. It's like, oh, I get it. They're all vampires. Okay.
If it's a first album,
Sure.
it's fine.
Infamous, I liked.
And
Reincarnate, I liked a lot more.
Yes.
And then so
It gradually got better.
Yes.
And I know I liked a handful of Creatures stuff.
Yes. Which is the one that has your wife in it? Is it in
That is on
Reincarnate?
Infamous.
Infamous.
Angel
okay.
Eyes.
Ah, yes.
Wait,
Which is the weirdest music video in the world, by the way.
is that a New Year's Day song or is that a Motionless in White song?
Oh God! Now we don't know.
Because I watched that video and it's basically softcore porn.
It is. It's
and it's
softcore porn.
beautiful.
Goth
Oh my
people.
god, I
amazing.
love it. But but yeah,
I
like
think you're right. It is the New Year's Day song.
maybe it's just because now I've seen a few interviews with Chris Motionless.
He's a great dude.
He's a super chill guy who doesn't talk about wanting to eat my face and drink my blood, and he's a fan of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So like, how can you take a dude who's a hockey fan as like some sort of devil demon vampire guy?
So he takes his image in because he did you listen to the lead singer syndrome
Yes.
episode with him?
Yes.
He takes his image very seriously. He feels like that's part of the artistry of what he does. And
Well, it's just like I see through it. It seems so fake now
it's so cringy.
and trying too hard.
Yeah, this is
Over
definitely
the
the
top.
try-hard album for Motionless in White. Track 3, Necessary Evil, features one Jonathan Davis of Korn.
and
That's
that's
Korn with a K.
Exactly what my iPod did not need, nor my ears, was anything Jonathan Davis
That
related.
was one of the worst songs I've heard all year.
Oh God, it wasn't as bad as Dead as Fuck Part 2.
Dead as Fuck is not good.
No.
Oh boy.
Let me finish that chorus for you real quick.
Mm.
She likes me 'cause I give head like a zombie.
Mhm.
Eat, 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 till her insides are on me.
Yeah.
And I forgot the rest.
Zombies.
She goes for a spin on my haunted hayride. That's what it is. In the glow of the pale moonlight, she goes for a spin on my haunted hayride. What the fuck is going on here? Like,
I have no idea.
there's stuff that's a little like that in the earlier albums, but whoa, this is a grown man.
Part of me wishes
This guy's like 30.
part of me wishes that we did an on the plate of this instead.
And then there's the other song about like some chick climbing the corporate ladder through having sex and
That's
like
the ladder, yeah. You
oh,
fucked your way to the top. Or
terrible
whatever.
song. And Loud as Fuck is terrible.
Yeah.
Now 570 was the single that they released last year.
Correct.
It's a fucking awesome song.
It's a pretty good song, I admit that.
And I also liked Untouchables.
Untouchable, track 5.
Well,
Okay.
Untouchable. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun.
I felt like that was a little bit generic though.
And I liked Eternally Yours.
Oh, the final track's great.
Yes.
The final track is a legit great song. So,
3 songs.
3 out of 12.
This was a band that was getting like, I know the last one was like a 9 out of 14.
Mhm.
I think Infamous was like a 10 out of 12.
Yeah.
And Creatures was probably like an 8 out of 12.
But they've all
3 out of 12.
This band
What the
has at least fair albums, you know. And I
Yeah.
really do think it's like the major label stank on this. I really feel like the label was like pushing me like
And I don't think it was because, like,
think
he even
so?
said on Lead Singer Syndrome that we went into Roadrunner because they told us we'd have full creative control, and we don't do well with people telling us how to write our music, blah, blah, blah. So Yeah, and then Shane was like, "Oh yeah, I don't even know what we would do if we like submitted our album and they said to change something."
Mm-hmm.
He's never experienced that in his entire life.
Yes.
So
because he's in an unsuccessful band. Anyway.
They're on Rise, right?
Yeah. I'm not saying that they're just not a successful band. That doesn't mean I don't like them.
7 albums in.
7 albums.
You're so unsuccessful. But whoa,
Anyway.
I could not believe my ears. Like, I just cringed so much towards the later part of this album, and then
Yeah, when
570
I
would
first
show
listened
up.
to it and Rats came on, I was like, well, I don't like this song, but it can't get any worse than that. And then it does get worse than that.
I got a dirty, 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 dirty little secret, and I'm not gonna keep it.
Adam, you commit, dude.
That's the chorus.
You commit.
It's stuck in my brain.
You can't get it out. Once it's in there, it's in there forever.
That's why I was singing. I had to look up the lyrics to that Haunted Hayride song.
Oh, Lord.
Figure out what the fuck's going on in that. Like, eat, eat, eat till her insides are on me. What?
So
No.
who would you recommend this album to?
She'll use your corpse as a catwalk. She's dead,
You
but
get
she's
it?
walking
Yeah.
because she's a zombie.
Because you get it? Because horror.
There's... It's the whole thing of, like, we get older, but our fans stay the same age.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We only write music for 12. But, you know, I feel like if you're into shock rock, a la, like, you know, 90s Marilyn Manson,
Yeah.
early Korn, Slipknot,
Sure.
and those things, and
And
the
the like.
rest, and the rest, I feel like this is the album for you. Maybe that's the market that they're shooting for this time.
I'm scared.
Oh, boy.
I thought I knew things about metalcore, and
Bit-
now my world is flipped on its ear.
Well, I'm sorry, Adam. I'm just as disappointed with you because I saw this band as like oh they take their music seriously,
Right, even
but
though
not
they
themselves seriously.
even though they dress silly
Yeah.
and talk about vampire things.
I still think Chris Motionless is a cool dude.
I
but,
will give him that much.
yes, but I'm sorry, your new album sucks, bro.
It's album number 5 or 4.
Yeah,
Sometimes that'll happen on a 4th album.
the senior slump.
I don't. But unfortunately, I think just like with the Dead Rabbits album, everybody's telling them it's so great, I love it.
Oh, it's so good.
We're recreating the album cover. Here's our pictures of us looking like the scary looking kid on the album cover.
More Jonathan Davis, please.
Why? Nobody asked for Jonathan Davis to
Remember
come back.
1999?
Try to forget.
Freak on a Leash.
Anyway,
So, Adam, I'm excited for next week.
next week.
Would you like to, on the plate, one of our most anticipated albums this year? One, After Laughter by Paramory.
Not Art of Anarchy.
Oh, man. Well, we are, I guess, 2 months
2
removed
months
from
out.
that. Yeah.
So do I have it yet?
Yes, you do have it.
Oh wow! When did you send me over
Last
albums?
night.
I've been sitting at my computer all day long.
Has it not been showing up? Do you not just randomly check things like I do?
I do, but you.
There you go. After Laughter, Dream Car, and The Madness. Still waiting on
Madness.
the
Which one's the Madness?
Art of Anarchy, which you've
Oh,
been joking
sorry.
the whole.
I didn't know that's the name of it.
I'm still waiting on the press copy for the new Goo Goo Dolls EP.
my Goo Goo EP.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that.
So would you like to
we
do
gotta
some Paramore next
we
week?
gotta listen to Paramore.
We
It's
gotta-
highly anticipated.
Yes. And guess what comes out next week? The new Linkin Park.
Finally,
Yeah.
there's so much controversy this week with Chester Bennington. Did you hear about it?
Ooh, what happened?
He told people that give them crap about not sounding like they did on Hybrid Theory
Oh, fuck
to
you.
go punch themselves in the face.
And did people punch themselves in the face?
No, he had to submit an apology because people took it offensively, and then Corey Taylor said, "Dude, you should just be happy for what you have."
What?
Exactly.
All right. Well,
I know.
I can't wait to look up that news story.
Because Chester Bennington was like, "Dude, like I was the oldest one in the band
Yes.
when Hybrid Theory came out, and I was 23. We're gonna evolve as musicians over
Yes.
time. I'm like 57 years old now, or whatever
Mhm.
old he is now.
I'm a
So-
67-year-old man.
Standing in front of a sign that says adios.
People don't know that reference yet. Can't give it away.
I
So
know.
tune in next week, guys. We have a great review in the works for you, and please tune in to all of our episodes by subscribing to us on iTunes. You can find us on the Skinny with Mike and Adam on the Apple Store. You can, if you're not an Apple user, you can download Stitcher on your phone and find our show there. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Skinny with Mike and Adam. You can follow us on Twitter at Skinny Pod. You can subscribe to us on YouTube at the Skinny Official. Smash that like button. You gotta subscribe.
There may or may not be a video coming to
in the coming weeks
to YouTube.
So please, I mean, also if you want to listen to our show on YouTube, we have it there as well. But we have something special planned, so please subscribe to us on YouTube and be in the know once it comes out. Am I missing anything? Oh, check out our friends,
the Melting Pod.
The Melting Pod. I'm sorry we didn't talk about that in the beginning of this episode, but
no, I meant to tell the world again that I always want to give up podcasting as soon as I hear a Dead Bedouins podcast. No matter how much I try hard to be funny, the Dead Bedouins make it so
they shoot you back
easily.
Down to earth.
They make it seem so easy, and they're so much better than I could ever be.
Shut up, Adam. Our show's great.
And
just because their show's
Vinny
better than
cares
us.
what I think.
Yes.
He said that officially.
He did.
I care so much about what Adam thinks.
And he says he likes our show. And he says those guys are great.
And Max said, what have those guys done lately besides interview another indie bearded triangle player from some band nobody's ever heard of?
Tune in next week.
Hey, everybody we've interviewed except for one has been bearded.
Yes.
So it's not everyone.
True.
And we only interview lead singers, not triangle players.
Tune in next
standards.
Week, and we're definitely gonna interview a triangle player from the SoCal's best new band, Wrapped Chords.
We sure are.
So yeah, go check out our friends. Shit Rick Says. I believe they had an episode this week, right?
No.
Not this week, but the previous week.
It fell through for whatever reason.
That's right, yeah, because the two of them were not available. Yeah, I saw that in a post. You can like them on Facebook at Shit Rick Says with Rick Wellbanks.
And Rick is too busy getting blocked in his way by other people who think that they own the planet.
Damn it.
Why do people keep on
this
affecting
flat
Rick?
Earth? There's not enough to go around. But what do you call it? And then also our friends of the Dead Bedouins released an episode this past week. Great episode.
I already talked about them.
I know you did,
okay.
But you didn't say they had an episode out. You just
it was
complimented
fabulous.
Them. Yes.
I loved
Even though
every
they
minute
call
of
out
it.
half of the show, this guy right here.
Well, the first episode of the frat party was a little too incoherent.
It was a little incoherent.
I asked for less drunk Bedouins, if possible. I'm not a picky guy when it comes to my Bedouins, but just if
have them
possible.
Less drunk. Yeah, I agree with that. So
because I want to hear the funny, and when all three of them are talking, or four of them are talking at the same time for 45 minutes of an hour podcast,
it's not so much talking as drunken rambling.
I love it. I'd rather listen to them drunkenly ramble than us talk for an hour.
Oh,
wait,
Adam,
that's not true.
Adam's in a grumpy mood today. Jeez.
Equally.
It's all that Motionless In White he's been listening to. But tune in next week. We've got another review for you guys. For my co-host Adam, I'm your co-host Mike, and like we say on the show every week, Adam.
See you Monday morning.
Oh man, you're supposed to say something dumb, as if we say it all the time.
Oh,
like it's our catchphrase or something, and the catchphrase is supposed to change every week.
Oh,
you get it?
Spoons and forks need not apply.
That's it, kids.